Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we return to the band LOVEBITES. We're going to take a look at a song called Lost in the Garden, which is on their Judgment Day studio album. Their fourth one came out in 2023. We've seen most of this record, I believe. If I look at the track list here, we have The Resurrection, yes. Judgment Day, yes. There are a few we haven't done. I don't think we've done Wicked Witch, Spirit Lives On, My Orion. But we also haven't done Lost in the Garden, so we're going to start there. This is a Miyako song. She wrote the music. In general, the lyrics are written by Asami, the lead vocalist, of course, and arrangement by the whole band and Miyako. So this particular performance does include Miyako up front playing the piano. So we've seen that maybe once or twice before, and it is a real treat, so we look forward to checking that out. Adrian, any thoughts on LOVEBITES in general? Do you remember the last time she played piano? Anything like that?
I think so, yeah. She was playing, Rachmaninoff or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was inspired by Rachmaninoff, for sure. So, yeah, should be interesting. All right, why don't we check it out, and then we will discuss it afterwards.
All right.
Okay, all right, here we go. All right, thoughts, Adrian?
Well, I keep talking about the double bass by Haruna. I mean, this time it's got a new sound. Now it sounds like the engine of a classic car.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. I like the sneaker cam showing up once in a while in there.
Yeah.
Always interesting to see how fast she can work those feet on those pedals. Really amazing stuff. I like the stick tricks that she does every now and again. Yeah, I guess that's kind of metal. That's a metal thing now, but she's real good at it. But gosh, they all excelled in this one. Miyako on the piano up front. We saw Asami get on the piano in the middle to handle those duties while Miyako was soloing like crazy. Nice key change in the middle. What else? There's so many things in there that were so cool as usual.
Yeah, I liked a lot of the chord changes, like during the chorus, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It's funny. There was a part in there. I don't remember exactly where they were doing the dun dun doo 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 with the keyboard going doo 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 doo, and I just thought of "Separate Ways" by Journey. It popped in my head for a moment there, like that kind of a vibe. Not the same song, obviously, but just kind of like that particular vibe popped up. I wonder. They probably heard that because it's power pop metal kind of a thing from 1983. Although it kind of made us laugh at the time, I think, a little bit. At the time, it felt over the top. But, that's kind of how Journey came along in the first place, is they were one of the first over-the-top power ballad bands that were widely successful. And you had others, but when the Escape album came along, that's when things really, the doors blew off. And then everybody was trying to copy that success, like the Open Arms. And, there's several tracks off there. Don't Stop Believin' was kind of like that. And yeah, Separate Ways was really over the top. Next album, we're like, oh no. But I mean, now I don't mind it at all. It's kind of a time capsule for that era. And it became so common after that too. So it's like, well, okay, now it's part of the musical lexicon, especially the 80s. But I like it here. I like the way they applied it. They do borrow from the 80s on a pretty regular basis. Various bands, especially new wave of heavy metal from Britain, and sounded amazing. Yeah, I think your shirt's appropriate there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. So that checks off one more song off the Judgment Day album for us. Like I say, we still have a few we haven't heard. If it were between The Spirit Lives On, Wicked Witch, or My Orion, which one would you choose? I think those are the ones. I'm not sure if we've done Victim of Time or not, but anyway, we'd like to pick something else off this record for our next listen. This is a very strong album, as are pretty much all the albums they put out that we've heard. I mean, they're pretty consistent, and we like that about them. But yeah, give your thoughts on this, and if you have other suggestions, leave those below. Okay? And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you enjoyed the presentation, please subscribe. All right, there's that. Ooh, here we go again. Right across the face. I love it they stick it right in the middle of your face. Anyway, it's all right. It's all right. We can handle it. All right, folks, thank you so much for being with us today. Don't forget, we have a second channel, Modern Rock Talk, where we put reactions to interviews now, and I've got a few love bites up there. So go check it out if you haven't. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, take care, folks.
See you all later.